Hey fairies, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all keeping it cool, kind of glassy out here. And today I'm gonna do a tarot. I haven't done one in a long time because I just feel like I get siphoned every day. I feel like I have a pool of energy and it's just getting swam in by other people that I don't want in the pool every day. So I don't like to read when I feel like that. And I'm trying to get out of that energy because I've gotten to the point where I'm aware that it isn't mine. And to continue on trying to figure out what parts of myself I can change in order to not feel that way is going to be a waste of my time. And my soul family and my soulmate, all of our time. It's just going to be a waste of it. And I'm not willing to do that to any of us. So it's time to move on. And though I have loved, it is time to let go. Because I'll always love the people that I have loved, and there's nothing I can do to change that. So I'm not gonna sit around and wait until I just don't love them anymore, or wait until I feel like I'm ready to move on. Because the truth is that I've been waiting for such a long time to move on that I forgot I was waiting for anything at all. Hey y'all, welcome in. So I was just kind of playing with the deck and I'm like shifting through it. I'm sorry about your cat. Um, they're happy though. Your cat is very happy. So anyway, I'm shifting with this deck. I'm just playing around with it, and then I gap it to the star. What the frick? So I'm sitting here talking about I'm sitting here talking about how I'm ready to move on and find the people that correlate to me best. And I think that has a lot to do with it because the energy of the star is just an accepting. It's not even about the knowing anymore. Because people spend so much time in that energy of I mean, if you get to that point, if you get to that point, that you're in the energy of knowing something is going to change for you, when you're in the energy of the star, it's not knowing anymore. It's being. It's just being it. Hi y'all. Oh, hi Mike. How are you? um it's just about being it now. So you're not waiting anymore. You're not looking around for closure anymore. You're not waiting for somebody to, meet you where you are. You're just going to go ahead and you're going to meet yourself where you are because you're tired of waiting and you're tired of expecting somebody to love you the way that you do. So now it's just an acceptance of, okay, well, I love myself, so I'm gonna go love myself, even if nobody else wants to, even if nobody else is doing it right. Even if I'm the only one that loves myself properly, then I will move forward within that energy, and I'm not gonna hold myself back out of survivor's guilt. Is what I'm not gonna go and do now. Is what I'm not gonna go and do. The book. So let's split this ish. Okay, yeah. So you're coming out of this energy of, okay. So yeah, I got um the Queen of Swords on the top, right? And then I have the Emperor that I just that I just split the deck to. So this is symbolic to me because it's this energy of coming out, of trying to like be this person that's always good for yourself. Always trying to be this person I don't understand what you're asking me, Mike. Always trying to be this person that is good for yourself. And within that, you're accepting, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be good for myself all the time. Maybe I don't always want to be this version of myself that is always stepping up to the plate and always doing the right thing and always trying to be better, always trying to grow, because it's about coming out of the energy of not effortlessly, but extensively showing up for yourself as this version that is cut and paste, just by the book, regarding spirituality, how you think it should look, and regarding happiness, how you think it should look. And that comes with essentially shutting your emotions down to a point where you're dissociated. You still feel, but you're dissociated from your feelings. So you might feel something and think, well, you know what? I'm not really allowed to feel that because I'm self-aware. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that emotional real estate for people who are not self-aware that really need it more than I do. Girl, you still need it too. You still need it too. And just because you worked really hard to be self-aware doesn't mean that you need to quarter your own essence and quarter your own gifts. Because you gotta think, these gifts are your gifts, and that's just what it is. These gifts are for you because you worked hard for them. And see, the thing about this is that you worked hard for these gifts knowing that no matter what you had to go through, you were inevitably going to receive these gifts. You just didn't know when. And now that you're receiving them, you are struggling with this survivor's guilt to a point that you don't even want to receive them anymore. But let me tell y'all something about survivor's guilt. Because there's always going to be somebody suffering. Whether it's emotionally or physically, there's always going to be somebody that you are perceiving in your life that is not having the best time. But let me tell you something about that person. Because that person, 8 times out of 10, is at the level of consciousness that they are capable of withholding. And so many people get stuck at a certain level of consciousness, and they're only able to maintain their life from that standpoint. So they continuously do that. And you can either let them drag you down and sit in the dark with them, or you can continue to move through this heartbreak. You can continue to move through this heartbreak of everything that not only, this is juicy, not only everything that you see they're missing out on within their own soul gifts, everything that they're missing out on within their own emotional richness, within their own emotional wealth. You're watching people outside of you suffer with this because they are at that specific level of consciousness. So not only is it about that, but instead of sitting at this point where you're so dissociated from your own life and you just keep thinking, well, I need to be here because if I actually act on my gifts, then it's going to give me an advantage that a lot of people don't have. Okay, good. Good. Good for you. That's a good thing. So, I guess you don't have, if you don't, if you know, then you know, and if you don't know, then you don't know, and that's fine. I'm not really worried about who understands me, because I've spent many years understanding myself, and I can't ask for much more than that. I mean, I can, but I really wanted to understand myself before I have the people in my life that do understand me and have unconditional love for me, because I want to have unconditional love for myself first. And you wouldn't believe it, but I've been working on it for 6 years of my life. Probably going on about 7, because I just keep saying 6. It was 6 years ago, 10 years ago. But anyway, yeah, so it was probably about 6 though, because... But that's not the point. The point is that you are officially refusing to sit in this energy of that dissociation, and saying, you know what, I don't want to live my life because I want to save that space for other people. Okay, so you're coming out of that energy, and you're falling into this energy of, once again, not only seeing other people miss out on their own gifts, but you're stepping into the energy of saying, I'm really heartbroken because I spent a lot of my life not acting on my soul gifts. So it's just this acceptance of saying, wow, I could have been rich by now. There's this energy, I could have been rich by now, but there's also this energy of knowing that you were not the person that you needed to be in order to receive your own illumination to an extent of understanding. So, okay, what the fuck if you were rich by now, right? What the fuck if you were rich by now? You would still be in the mindset of a high schooler, because you wouldn't have gone through this you wouldn't have gone through your own emotional baggage, and within that, you wouldn't have looked around and saw the emotional baggage around you that just got put onto you. So you would have spent all of this time. Say you were rich by now. You would have spent all of this time just being rich, sitting on your throne. Okay, well, there's something missing within myself, and I don't understand what it is. So you're spending all that time being rich, trying to figure out what is wrong with you. Okay, so then you lose all your money because you're so concerned about what you're feeling on the inside, and say you just spend all your money on gambling, or you spend all your money on an addiction, whatever it may be, and then you're right back where you were when you were in high school. So this is why it's so important to sit with your emotional state where it is and just see it, because if you have the soul conscious level of a high schooler or of a middle schooler, then you're going to repetitiously go down the cycle of returning back to that mental state. And with that, if you have soul gifts that you had already received, you will lose those gifts, considering they were not part of your high school mindset. Yeah. Are you rating me 2 out of 10? That's awfully bold of you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rate myself priceless out of 10. So I don't really care what anybody else thinks. You goofy. You on my page, girl. You on my page. What are you doing judging me on my page? Don't you have you ever tried crocheting? gone to the aquarium or anything. I don't know. You could do anything else. Judge me. Y'all just want to judge me. It's okay though, because I don't judge me, so it's like, I judge me sometimes, right? But most of the time, I'm really happy for who I am. And nobody can take that away from me. So, it's irrelevant. Your hatred is irrelevant, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I feel like I have a lot to say, but I'm just gonna try to follow the cards the best I can, because most of the time when I do tarot, most of the time when I do tarot readings, I'm like sitting here trying to co-create with the universe, and sometimes even I just want to hear the universe talk, aside from myself. I don't want to hear myself talk sometimes. You know what, surprisingly, I don't want to hear myself talk sometimes. So, the universe be trying to talk through my cards, and I be trying to talk just in general, and then we both talking. I'm just talking over the universe. So, yeah, right back to this card. So I'm just flipping through, and then this card comes out. So it's right back to this card, because it's almost this feeling of what I was just saying. Because it's like, okay, so, you know, I know I'm worthy, and I know I'm this, and I know I'm that, but I want to show the universe that I'm worthy. But the universe wants to show you that you're worthy. So this is, you see, I'm gonna cut the deck. This is time where you just need to step back and let everything fall where it needs to be, because you're gonna see that the people who claimed that they were gonna, you know, protect you and be there for you and show up for you are gonna fall out of you. Are gonna fall out of everything that they had with you, and they're gonna fall out of themselves, and you're gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as heartbreaking as it is, this is a time where you're gonna have to watch everybody who hurt you get hurt. Because I think that a lot of people try to avoid this part of the spiritual journey, if you will, but you have to accept that other people are going to hurt, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because you spent all of this time picking up for them where they left off, and holding their emotional baggage, and doing this and doing that for these other people, and refusing yourself in the process. But it's just that you needed to really do that in the first place to understand how these people were willing to treat you after what you did for them. So, it is time. It is time. And the time is truly whenever you want it to be. It depends on what crime you're committing. And look at that. Now it's upright. What the heck? What the heck? So now it's upright. So this is symbolic of coming out of that energy of, okay, scoot over, universe. Let me show you what I can do. And then when you're done, like, doing frigging everything that you can to prove your worth, and then receiving nothing in return, none of your gifts, none of your this, none of your that, you're looking at the universe and you're like, what is so wrong with me, bro? And then the universe is like, I don't know, you didn't let me talk. You didn't let me talk, so I physically couldn't give you your gifts because you weren't giving me space to do that. That's kind of what this is about right now. But it's not that you need to go and guilt trip yourself for it. It's just that to sit in that energy and say, wow, I really did so much more than I gave myself credit for. That's what this time is about. Instead of saying, oh, fudge, like, I missed out on so many opportunities and I'm this and I'm that. Okay, just remember, if you would have followed through with those opportunities in a lower vibrational mindset, you would have ended up right back here anyway. I'm getting passionate, y'all. Exactly. You would have ended up right back where you were in the first place, regardless of if you are rich by now or not, and you let the universe talk. Because you would have consistently been feeling like you don't deserve it anyway. And that would have, within itself, subtracted your gifts if you were to receive them by now. If you already would have received them by now, you would have already ciphered them by now by yourself. Because you'd be waiting this whole time. Just trying to figure out, like, what's wrong with me? What's this? What's that? Why can I not do this? Why do I feel this way? Okay, so now that you're finally coming out of that energy of repeating this cycle of the fool, because you've always been so okay with coming off as the fool, as long as you got to be happy. But you're not happy because you're not a fool. So now that you're coming out of the energy of, okay, well, maybe I'm not a fool. Like, you played dumb so long, you done forgot you weren't dumb. Like, that's what's going on here. So now that you're coming out of the energy of believing that something is so wrong with you that you just can't receive your gifts, you're going to start receiving them. What? And, even if they don't come in rapidly, even within yourself, you're going to start finding parts of yourself that you missed so many years ago that you implanted in other people so that they could be comfortable. I mean, you really took parts of yourself and put them into others so that you could see them thrive. And now that you have to take it back, you're going to watch them go down the path of the fool, and then go down the path of the fool, and then go down and go down and go down until they have to sit with who they are as a person. And a lot of these people that I'm referring to are not good people. So these are people that are going to sink because you took your energy back. And then they're going to have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, damn, I don't even want this mirror, yo, because I hurt collective. So they're going to have to sit with that. And I'm going to tell you once again, there's nothing you can do about that. Because this is something I've been struggling with on my own journey. And I really refuse. I have refused that energy for so many years of, okay, well, I'm going to have to watch them suffer. I've refused it. So therefore, leaving my energy with them so that they could continue to be okay. You've got a question? It depends. I might have an answer. I might have an answer and not want to give you one. I got so much attitude. I just be saying stuff. And I mean it too. Because now you're going to hit me with... I actually don't know what that is. Oh, it's a rose. Thank you. I do speak a lot, but this is why I'm here, right? This is why I'm here. That's why I made my channel, because I have so much to say and people don't listen. Because to listen to me is to listen to love, y'all. To listen to love, y'all. Because I am an embodiment. It feels nice to say out loud. I haven't said that out loud yet. So anyway, this is a time of coming out of that old stagnant energy and just accepting, okay, so I am worth it. Like, I'm really worth it. You thought in the past you were worth it, but now you're really about to see how worth it you are without being in that stagnant energy. So this is like, okay, well, I was this version of myself, and now I'm gonna get to reverse that energy because I'm finally accepting my own justice. And all of these reverse cards go with that energy of the stagnancy that you were so okay with getting caught up in. You see intuition in my eyebrows? That's such a good compliment. I've never got that before. Alright, y'all. Last time I'm moving. I'm just trying to get the light writing. Wow, I said that backwards. the the right lighting. Damn. Okay, this time. That's better. This is better. I am very mysterious, y'all. Yeah. Okay. I just got this to work and now it doesn't mess it up. Yeah, okay. So basically, I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like something is off. And maybe that's like the point of this whole thing, is that something is off. Because, I mean, like, I can't stop adjusting. Ah! Going over here. Yes, I am at the park, and it is morning right now. Excuse me. So anyway, my point is that it's okay to just accept yourself. And I feel so much restraint when I talk about stuff like this because, I mean, the restraint I'm feeling is projected by people who don't have any intention of growing to this point. Because it's not my energy. And I'm not willing to accept it as my energy either because it just isn't mine. So yeah, these are people of conformation. I got a lot of restraint, y'all. And I'm gonna be honest about it because I do readings sometimes. That's a huge reason I don't do readings as much as I used to, because the restraint has gotten so much more immense than it used to be when I first started doing channels and readings that it just like hurts to do readings now. And I used to think it was a higher power trying to tell me to like not do readings and trying to tell me not to say certain things. But the issue with that is that love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't need to hurt so much. So when I get this painful restraint, it is not of a higher power, it is of a lower one. I will tell y'all that. Because I've been just letting it fly because I think it's sent from something higher. But if it was sent from something higher, it would feel good. It would feel good, and that is all. That is period. I mean, okay, so maybe God doesn't exist to you. I don't necessarily believe in the idea of God the way it is perceived in modern day age. But I believe in a higher power, because if there wasn't a higher power, I don't think I would have any interest in existing. Because what? Would we just would we just die and then we would, like, stay here? I don't want to do that. I feel like there's just so much more than this, and that's what I'm trying to say. Because if there wasn't more than this, it would be really depressing. I mean, this is beautiful. This world is beautiful. But there's got to be more. Because there is. There's a whole universe out there. There's a whole cosmic treasure chest that is unexplored because we don't have the technology to explore it. So there's already more than this. Charles, you like my eyebrows, don't you? So, let's think about something else to talk about. I feel like that's everything I had to say on that topic. I'm still learning my cards, but I did split it to, I really interpret this card as inner self-love with your inner child. So, this is like, there's still something that you need to tweak regarding the love you have for your inner child, because I just feel like there's this layer of judgment that has been wrapped around yourself as an adult that you approach your inner child with, and you try to love them and you try to show up for them, but there's been like this cellophane layer of self-doubt. So you don't have hate for your inner child, you don't even have hate for your adult self, but you doubt yourself, and this is an automatic establishment of friction between you and your inner child. And no, we're not gonna bring the JEs on here, y'all. We is not talking about the JEs, okay? Because that is such negative energy, and I just saw the devil card when I said that. And look at that. So, that's so beautiful. And look at how that just automatically reversed after we talked about it. Isn't that so interesting? So, yeah, I mean, it's just, you spent so long working on your adult version of yourself that you forgot there was a whole nother version of yourself. But you also, at the same time, guilt-tripped yourself for being around that version of yourself because you have seen so many people lose that within themselves. So, I mean, that's a big part of the friction between you, and your inner child. I just feel like we should chill with this card for a second. Or add on to it. So beautiful. Such a great energy. I just feel the need, I feel the need to like look right underneath that one. So we got the death card, which is a great sign, honestly. A lot of people poorly interpret it and translate it because they correlate it to what is physical. But the death card actually directly also can have the ability to correlate to the Tower card, because it's just this feeling of falling out of everything that either you were or watching somebody else fall out of what they thought they were, which is your energy. So I just really feel like you spent so much time guilt-tripping yourself for loving your inner child and showing up for them, and other people knew this. So they continued to take advantage of that mental capacity of yours because they knew that you would keep stepping back and saying, well, I shouldn't be able to do that because my friend in high school got addicted to drugs and doesn't do that anymore, or, my family member they just fell out of themselves and they don't believe in themselves anymore. So why should I get to do that? So it's just this direct correlation between your possibility of receiving your soul gifts and accepting that you worked really hard to get here. And just within that, accepting yourself. I cannot somersault. I always be on water, y'all. I'm always drinking water. I don't really drink anything else. Unless, like, sometimes I like a little root beer sometimes, y'all. keep my country roots in real quick. So yeah, it's like, okay, so I'm getting the Queen of Swords reversed, and it's this feeling of every time that you fall out of believing in yourself, every time that you fall out of what you're capable of, and you second guess yourself or you doubt yourself, then you automatically end up in this energy of, okay, well, maybe I'm not good enough, and maybe this is where I'm supposed to stay. No! You're supposed to move on. You're supposed to get out of this rock in a hard place. You're supposed to find abundance within yourself so that you are able to then share it with the people who not only doubted you, but are always going to be in that energy of negativity within themselves. And they truly have no intention of understanding you. So you gotta think, like, you've spent so much time trying to figure out how to get rich quick so that you could, like, pay people back and share with people and show up for others. But these are people that are selfish. These are people that are selfish. And they not only will they not show up for you the way that you need them to, but they have no intention of doing it for themselves anytime soon. Nor do they have any intention of doing it for the universe within itself. So this is literally a fraction of the universe not showing up for itself, as itself. What's your question? I don't really be answering stuff like that, but we can skim it. I don't be giving like a straightforward answer, but I can hit you with a little troll under the bridge. That's what I can do. Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting from your ex is that I'm getting like a really heavy stagnancy from your ex. And I feel like I hate to say this, but I do feel like she's scared right now. Why is she scared? I think she's scared because I really don't like to touch on stuff like this because I know it's so personal. But if you are asking me, then I guess maybe I can touch on stuff like this. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I feel like this is somebody of stagnance in your life that kind of tried to point you down the same path that they were going down as well. Because they didn't want to accept that you have Now, I hate to say this because I don't like when it goes to people's heads, but if you have energy that they want to access and you take it back, then they realize that they have to sit with themselves and they're not going to continuously be able to get that energy siphoned from you. So, yeah, I'm not going to give you a direct yes or no, but I will tell you that I think overall this person was afraid to meet you where you are. So she built a wall. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting with that. And then I'm looking at the Lover's card right now. So, okay, don't let that, like, confuse you. But I do feel like the Lover's card is trying to symbolize that you have found something within yourself that was not worth sacrificing on others. I don't know exactly where this is going, but maybe you know what I'm saying. Because I feel like this goes a little bit deeper than what I'm getting here. But, yeah, I kind of am just seeing that you were around somebody that wasn't necessarily good for your energy, so they got taken out of your life, is what I'm seeing here. And I always trust spirit when I'm in a relationship with somebody that maybe, like, I feel negative feelings towards or I don't fully trust. I always talk to the universe and I say, if you got to take this person out of my life, you're gonna have to, because I love this person and I don't want to do it for myself. So they do. They always done take that lady out, y'all. I'm telling you. And this was the last card I pulled. So this is this energy of what you have within yourself has been amplified due to the fact that this person was, I'm hearing, sanctioned from your life. I think that you should just live in this energy now. Just be here now is probably the best answer that I can give you. Because if you try to do anything, or hypothetically, even if you try to show up for her, it's going to cause friction within yourself. Because you're going to be looking for something that you just are unable to receive. So this is part of the issue, and this is why I'm always so willing to let people go out of my life, even though I know that heartbreak is going to hurt me for eternity. Even though I understand that, I'm willing to let that person go because I know that if I try to show up for them, I'll try to be receiving something from them that I'm not going to get. So say that I show up for them in a very loving and kind way, and their level of consciousness only goes to narcissism. Okay, so then I'm automatically not going to receive back that love and kindness that I was giving them. So that's why I'm alone. And I am enjoying it because I didn't used to enjoy it. I used to let it really scare me because being alone has always been used by the system as a fear tactic. Oh, well, you're alone, so you're probably not worthy of love. Okay, no, I'm alone because I need to align with myself before I love properly outside of myself. The fuck? So, yeah, for sure. That's a huge part of my life right there. If I just lived on a spaceship, right? Like if the world already got killed off and we just had to live on a spaceship, I'd be unhappy. And I don't think I don't think there would be anything there for me in a spaceship. It'd be cool to just like hang out on one maybe for a few days or like a month, maybe even, whatever. But to not have this to come back to, I don't think I would be okay. What? Am I supposed to put a poster on my wall of a tree? Okay, I'm never gonna get to experience a tree in my life again. And that thought in itself would probably drive me to insanity. I don't think I would be okay with that. I don't think I'd be able to survive like that. Because I can survive many things, and I have. But to survive without the one thing that has been there for me when nothing else was, I wouldn't want to be here. Because I've been abandoned, I've been betrayed, I've been lied to, I've been left to die, but I've always had nature to just hug me when I needed a hug. And nobody can take that away from me. Thank you very much. And I appreciate your reciprocation. Alright, y'all. I'm going to pull a few more cards, and then I am going to get going. So I'm going to just let whatever comes out come out, because I do spend a lot of time trying to pick a topic and then read off of it. But I solely, throughout this whole reading, have been trying my best to just let the universe talk. Because I be trying to co-create. Sometimes I really just got to sit back and allow my inner child to just exist without judgment and without trying to receive something from it or balance out within it or understand within it, what I can change about it and fight through it. Wow, this is deep. Fight through it in order to build a wall inevitably after going through this whole process. And this is a continuous process that I have gone through in my life. Of just seeing myself and then judging myself and trying to fix whatever within myself that is the reason that I'm judging myself for. And it's just this toxic cycle that I fell into a variety of times. Yeah, go ahead. I got a couple minutes, y'all. And I have been actually working on being kind of like a rebel, if you will. Because I've always considered myself a rebel and like a nonconformist. However, I have been a little bit more conforming than I thought I was. And I've kind of bent to people's wills and showed up for them when they needed me, even if I didn't have that energy to give. And the worst part is that they knew that, but they were so entitled and selfish with my energy that they insisted it even if I didn't have it. And so the way that I act, just it's not even my personality. Just the town that I live in has siphoned off of me for so many years of my life that I am not even myself. Fuck, I don't even remember the last time that I met myself. That I actually got to have space to be myself and enjoy physically who I am. Because I've spent all of this time just intuitively and emotionally enjoying who I am. But to actually be in my own power in the environment that I belong in, I haven't had that yet. Okay, so that question is not what I was expecting you to say. Okay, but I will just say, I do think that if somebody doesn't care, then it matters. But I think if somebody, maybe had a high body count in high school and they changed, that's a little different. But if somebody has a high body count and they just keep doing the same thing, that's probably not a good thing. And it really doesn't matter if it's with girls or guys, truly. Because if you're in a relationship with anybody, say you're in a relationship with a woman and you're a man, if you go and cheat with a man, that's still cheating. You just cheated with a man. What? I mean, you shouldn't, but I did have bad parenting experiences. And America is just a little bit different about the body counts, y'all. Let me just say, America is a little bit different when it comes to sexual education. I will say that. Nobody want to talk about it, but everybody want to do it, okay? So, yeah. I think that it is now time to let your wall down, is kind of like the conclusion that I'm getting within this reading. And it's kind of beautiful because you spent so long building this wall and trying to intricately establish it around people and intricately kind of encourage. I just keep hearing the word encourage. Encourage your wall to do what it needs to do in order to protect you to the highest alert system and highest ability that it possibly can. So this is the best part, because now you've come to the point where you've realized that within yourself you were all you ever needed in order to, and that's beautiful because I'm getting another wall card. So all you ever needed to have your little happy story, because I don't really believe in endings. But you get a little happy time. You get a little moment for yourself. And within that, you've realized that the wall was never necessary in the first place. You were just around people who were trying to imbalance you. You were just around people that were trying to take away from you everything that you already had within yourself. So this is exactly what that is. Because these people, yeah, I mean, exactly. It says it all over again. So these people were not only misunderstanding you, but they were excited to misunderstand you. I mean, this was like their goal. So, anyway, before I get too carried away, let me just say my point. Now that you've spent so many years building this wall and trying to perfectly establish it in order for it to have the highest level security system and be the best on the market, you finally realize, okay, but for me to fully come into synchronization with the universe and within myself and receive my blessings and come out of this time of, whether it is mental poverty or physical poverty or maybe both, I need to allow this guard to come down and receive myself. I need to let go of this wall, because I'm never going to truly love within myself the way that I need to love in order to get to this point, in order to get to the point of, true prosperity, if I don't take this wall down. And it's kind of beautiful, because you should look at the energy that you spent in order to build this wall and how great of a wall it was. Excuse me, it's such a nice wall. I mean, the leather interior and the insulated establishment and the highest level security system that has been tethered through the insulation in order to detect every movement. And there's a reason that I said all that, because I mean, this is a wall that you have been putting your life work into. So you're finally letting it go. You're finally realizing, okay, you know what? Not only did I show up for these people properly, not only did I love these people kindly and with acceptance, but I worked my ass off in the process, and I never got recognition for it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give myself recognition for it, and I'm going to go down the path of self-acceptance. Because what's the alternative? Self-loathing. So it's time to go on with that. It's time to get up and go on with that, y'all. And keep it cool, kind, and classy.